Hey everybody, welcome to class. This might be the first time that we're meeting and I'm not meeting you, you're just watching me on your screen. I hope that you are doing well. I hope you had a great summer. I hope you're excited for school. We're going to make the best of it, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know you. Um, I love teaching. I love English. Surprise, I hated English until I was a senior in high school. So I feel like I have an advantage because I know why English is terrible and why it's also great. Um, I love this class. This class is kind of my baby. And I really enjoy teaching this class, and I'm very excited to get to work with all of you. So I just want to walk you through the syllabus. I'll try to be speedy, but you'll probably find out I'm a little long-winded. I will try my best. So this class is called AP English Language and Composition. And the title will tell you a few things that, first off, it's not a CIS class, which means you're not getting guaranteed college credit through Riverland and Minskew. Rather, to get college credit, we need to take the AP test in May. I feel that this test is one of the more doable tests in that it's mostly skills based or all skills based, and there's really no memorization that needs to happen on this test for you to do well. So I think what we do in this class will really prepare you to do well on the test if we take it seriously. Um, Pretty much everything we do is aligned to the test. And, by first sound, that doesn't sound exactly exciting or great, but the good news is the test is actually a pretty legitimate test. And so, what we get to do in class, I think can be really fun, and we'll try to make it fun. So I'll just go through some things. Our class, my name is Therese Netzer, by the way. You can call me Miss Netzer or whatever bizarre nicknames the kids are coming up with these days. Email address, message me. I respond pretty quickly. So keep in touch. Don't be afraid to email ever. I enjoy emailing and talking to kids. So send an email just even to say hi or whatever. We're in E215 when we have class. This year we're using Google Classroom. That's about that. I'll let you just read a little bit about the course description. Ultimately, our main goal is working on reading and writing, especially writing, both focusing on content, what we write, and style, how we write. And to be good writers, too, we're going to look at what other good writers do. So we'll be doing what's called rhetorical analysis, which is where we look at the style of other writers. If you want to be good at something, sometimes you need a good role model. So we'll look at good role models in writing, too. So, like I said, we're really focusing on rhetorical analysis, and types of writing include expository, analytical, and argumentative. This class is really focused in argument as our main style of writing. So we're going to explore lots of different kinds of argument. We're going to engage in a lot of argument, and not like a scary argument, but just having points of view and supporting them. Uh, We'll be looking at both written pieces and visual images to analyze. We'll even get to analyze film in this class. So we look at a lot of different texts for how they make arguments and what kind of style they use to do so. We'll also be looking at grammatical conventions, some vocabulary, because all of that builds to good writing. A big part of my class, this class, involves writing drafts and reviewing by other students. So a huge part of our class is going to be what I call table reads, where you get in a small group that becomes kind of like family. You stay together for a long time, probably a whole semester, and you really get to know each other and help each other as writers. And I think that's been one of the best parts of this class for students. Like I said, we'll take the AP test in May. Typically, your school looks for a score of 3 to get college credit. It often transfers as English composition, which is one of the first generals every college student has to take. So our hope is get to college credit and avoid having to take that general. Some people do need to earn a 4 or a 5 for their school, so maybe check out what your school is requiring. Expectations in class: complete the assigned homework, do the readings on time. Um, Make sure that you are staying on pace with the schedule, following the schedule, submitting work on time. For us, our assignments are going to be due in Google Classroom. That's hard for me because I like hard copy, paper, pencil stuff, but or printed stuff. But we're going to try Google Classroom submission. And when things are due, it'll be due at the start of your class period, whether we're face to face or online. So that means if your class is first hour and we start at 9:15, your assignment is due at 9:15, regardless of which, for face to face or online. No late papers can be submitted once the next paper is assigned, because I want you to be working on the thing that we're working on, not working on stuff that's old and late. I would highly suggest, if you want to be successful at the college level and in your jobs, no late work. And I pretty much don't want any late work. So try to get it on time. Definitely nothing once we start moving on to the next unit, which is usually like right away. If you do have an emergency, like a huge emergency that impacts your ability to work, or even if you're having technology problems, you have to contact me and just let me know. I don't need a lot of details, but I need to know that something's happening so I am not a huge jerk when you say your paper's late. So help me help you and just let me know what's going on. I'm usually willing to work with students when they contact me before class begins. And just a side note, before school started, we were talking about, what makes us go below the line, what triggers us as teachers. And for me, truthfully, I really think I am almost always above the line. Like, I can't think of many times that I go below the line related to school stuff. I don't know if my kids would agree with that, but we'll just roll with it. I'm pretty sure I'm usually pretty happy. The one thing that really makes me angry and triggers me into going below the line is when kids have late papers and then want to talk to me about it right as class is starting. Um, my suggestion would be, do not do that. Email me before school starts. Tell me if you're having problems, but like, maybe don't just walk up to me a minute before the bell rings and say, my paper is late, blah, whatever. Just let's try to be more proactive, but I'll try to also be cool. I'll try. Uh, Next expectation: participate positively and actively. This class relies a lot on student participation. I've taught classes that are very boring and very exciting, and usually the huge difference is, what are the kids doing to engage? If they didn't read, if they didn't write, if they have no idea what's going on, you just have to listen to me and my one point of view. But if you all are super engaged, it'll be really fun, I assure you. So do the work, come prepared, be ready to talk. This year is going to be weird. Like, this first quarter, I looked at our class list, and my smallest class with you all is 11 kids. Can you imagine 11 kids in one class? And the biggest class is 13. That's wild. So that means there's not really anywhere to hide. So that means let's get our game faces on and work hard together. It'll probably show if you're not ready. So try to be ready for class. Uh, let's see. Also, a big part of this is respect other people's ideas. Listen to what they say, respect their ideas. You don't have to accept or agree ever. In fact, it's kind of fun when we disagree. But our goal is to understand and listen and be respectful. As you know, in our political climate, that is not really happening in a lot of areas. And so we're working on being the change that our world needs and being the leader that our world needs, because there aren't a lot of them right now, and our world needs you to be that kind of leader who listens to other people and tries to find common ground and negotiates and works together for the greater good. Last thing with participation: bring your Chromebook, make sure it's charged every day to class. Next, if you're absent, do the work that you missed. See me right away to collect your missed work. Ideally, you'd be checking Google Classroom all the time and seeing what's going on. If you're confused about Google Classroom and what an assignment entails or the schedule, just send me an email and let me know. I'd rather deal with a ton of emails from kids than no emails, and kids have no idea what's going on. When you are absent, you are allowed 2 days to make up work. I do keep track of absences, so you should as well. Make sure that you're following that two-day work policy and getting in your stuff to me within that time if you're gone. Make sure that you complete your work outside of class. We have really tight hours, so we're going to be working pretty hard when we're in class together, not doing late stuff. Finally, take focus on yourself and take initiative to better yourself. I know, you know, probably at your level, the kind of drive that you all have taking this class, you're competitive and you push yourself and you're pushed by other people. But the main thing I want you to focus on is you. Focus on yourself, focus on your grades, check your grades frequently. Let me know if you see a problem. I mean, I type pretty decently, but sometimes I make an error in the grade book. If you see one, let me know. It's just, just say, hey, it looks like something might be off. Can you check it out? Be happy to. Um, but I really would suggest that you focus on your score. I know I've had kids in the past where I'd hand a paper back and one student will get so upset when their friend got a better grade than they did and they didn't understand why. And what I would say about papers is they're so complicated. And so while you might do one thing well, you might not do another thing well. And that kid might have done something else well that you didn't. And it's really complicated. It's not like a test where you just get one right or wrong. So if you don't get why your score is the way it is, talk to me. Don't be upset and walk out angry. Let's talk about it. And maybe I even missed something. But I would really get in the habit of not comparing yourself to other people. The sooner the better. The more free thinking we can be for our grades, for who we are, everything, the better we are, I think. I also suggest you work hard at the beginning. It seems guaranteed in this class. Some students will slack off and then really try to pull out something awesome at the end of the quarter, and that usually does not work very well. So I'd suggest working hard from the beginning. Problems, if we have any problems in class, I'll look at you. Like if you're talking while I'm talking or something like that, I'll just look at you and you'll probably just stop. So I try to not make a big deal out of stuff if it's not a big deal. If we do have problems, we can get other people involved, but my main goal is you and I work it out. And again, if you're really stressed or angry, you got to talk to me. I don't want any kid leaving my room upset with me or upset with my class. Even if it's scary, I promise you I'm not scary. Um, Academic misconduct, a whole list here. I'm going to let you read that on your own. A huge amount of stuff of what counts for plagiarism. In my class, the most common types of plagiarism I see are kids not knowing how to cite. That's probably the biggest thing. They just don't know how to do it right. And so our goal is by the end of the year, you will know how to do it right. And if you don't get it right, I'll probably have you fix it and I'll regrade it. Because you need to know how to cite properly. And the way that we do it is by practicing and fixing things. The other big thing I see is kids will copy each other's notes. Kids will copy papers right off the internet, like maybe you did when you were in sixth grade, a big copy paste. Do not do that. I assure you, I'm not really that stupid. So if you do, I'll probably catch you. And it's usually not a really fun talk when I say, hey, let's talk about your paper. What can you tell me about it? And if I talk to you like that, you know that I know something's up. And I can guarantee you too that if you plagiarized, I will catch you and I'll have the copy of the paper that you plagiarized behind my back and I'll say, there's something weird with your paper. Is there anything you want to tell me? And it's usually far better for you to just say, yeah, I did something I shouldn't have done. because I really would rather deal with someone who made a bad choice than someone who made a bad choice and doesn't have integrity to at least own it and take responsibility. So just be honest. It's happened a million times. You don't have to, beat yourself up about it, but I would suggest don't plagiarize. Are you getting bored yet? Because I'm getting bored and I'm the one talking. I'll try to be faster. Grading. This class is required for graduation in that it's an English class, so you have to pass the class. If you take a look at the grading scale down below, I always suggest when we're in class, kids draw a line right here at the D plus line. See this area here kind of? That is because in a college class, there's really no D's. You have to get a C to pass. So I'm not saying that's true for our class. I'm saying if you're going to college, there aren't D's. You have to earn a C. So I would try to treat this class like that. Try to get C's. Try to get A's, but at least don't get a D. That would be my recommendation. Try to keep your grades above a C. We are standards based in this class. I know there's been some kind of like weird drama with kids and teachers about this. The good news for us is this is pretty much how I've always taught my class. It's just the numbers change a tiny bit. Basically, what standards based means for me is we have key priorities that we work on. We work on them all year. We practice all the time. I love to play golf and tennis, and I know if I just played once a year, I would not be good. But if I practice all the time, I'm eventually going to get better. Hopefully, though my golf game continually sucks. But the truth is, I'm not practicing enough. So let's get real. But standards based means that you just practice. You practice a lot and you hold yourself to a high standard and you keep checking where am I at. And for us, that means too that you might get to revise your papers because how else are you going to get better if you just keep turning in and never get a chance to clean it up or fix your mistakes? Um, so I think that's a beautiful thing. It gives you a really good chance to work on our skills that we need to have for May. So really, hold it in your mind that our goal is mastery of these skills by May. The big test is May. Everything else is practicing up to that AP test. Um, I think at this point, if you do have more questions about standards based, you can surely ask, but it might just be helpful for us just to see the scales, the rubrics, and go from there. And of course, if you have any concerns, you should let me know. I don't want this class to be a huge change in your experience of education because of standards based. So if it's seeming like things are really different and you're doing a lot worse than you think you should be, we should talk about it because maybe something's going on and we need to work through it. I don't think I'm up for this job. I'm getting so tired of talking. Okay, keep trying. Get endurance. Let's get focused. You can do this. Semester 1 outline. Here you can see our different units, what we're going to cover in the course of semester 1. Basically, we start out by writing an argument about ourselves, and that will be super fun. Then we get into unit 2, where we look at style of other writers. Also fun, that's where we get to analyze how they write and look for ways we can write better. Unit 3 gets into types of argument and ways for us to write our own arguments. And finally, entering the conversations where we get to start writing our own arguments. And that'll kind of push us into second semester. Quarterly final exams. I used to have students, oh yeah, I do this. We are going to do this. We're going to take one of your arguments that you write and analyze your own style in it. So that should be kind of a fun way to end the quarters. That's about it. The last page is, as I mentioned, we have these big skills that we work on. These are called priority standards. So you can just see what is the kind of stuff we're going to work on this year. And these are the big skills that we're going to be working on. And finally, I just like this graphic. it's really what I'm all about, is taking responsibility for our choices. Um, no matter what happens in life, we can choose to be a victim, we can choose to be a creator. And that sounds a little bit harsh, but ultimately, we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. And if we can respond by seeking solutions, taking actions, doing something new, we can achieve our goals. And that is my goal for this year with you. So I wish we were doing this face to face. I'm looking forward to getting to know you if I haven't gotten to know you already. If you have any concerns or questions, let me know. If you think you should drop this class because you saw the syllabus, you should let me know, because I don't want to scare you off. Everything will be fine. Keep in touch. I hope that you have a great whatever it is that you're doing right now. I don't even know how to turn this thing off, so I'm going to try to figure that out. Right there. Okay, you have a great day. We'll see you soon.